Hello there. Hello, YouTube. I am as late as I think I have ever been. I don't even know what's going on today. And the moon is sextile Jupiter and square Mercury. Okay. The moon is sextile Jupiter and square Mercury. Hello there. Greetings. How's everybody? Happy Monday. I am I am just here this morning and let's see what I have going on. Let's see if I can find. Hello, I'm pretty late today. How y'all doing? Um, s- the moon is all right. Okay, so I'm late today, and I just wanted to. I'm a little. All right. So today is a moon day, and the day of the moon, the day that governs the moon. So happy Moon Day. The moon is currently in Taurus and has been in Aries through the weekend. So when the moon moves into Aries, back at a where the cycle is really kicking off again. So we had the Aries moon and we had the last quarter phase. So we are in an energy where we are making some new choices, right? Like really giving ourselves an opportunity to take new choices around how we're using our power, our authority, our energy. Why? Because the sun is in Capricorn and the sun is in Capricorn with Pluto and Venus retrograde. And so our emotional power, our external authority, our relationship to authority, our relationship to our own power and how we use it, all of those things are being looked at right now because the sun is in Capricorn. Um, and it's like when I understand this, but gosh, how do I want to say that? So there's the micro and the macro, right? So one of the things that that's it's impacting you in your own life, but then how is it impacting the world, right? So one of the things that I'm noticing is that like we are deciding to homeschool our child. I just talked to another girlfriend who is homeschooling her child. Like, so all of that giving authority to teachers to let them regulate and teach our children. Like, so I just me and my girlfriend are not doing it, but I know that there's so many more other parents who are starting to make choices for their children, for their health, for right. So taking the authority back, but then how do you regulate it inside of you? So, for instance, this morning I woke up and I was feeling really fantastic and getting all my spiritual work done and, things that I needed to do. And then I got a text from somebody that triggered me. And I felt myself literally, my energy shifted in a split second from being completely calm and rested. Happy Monday, Matthew, to being completely triggered, right? And so I had to sit myself down. I sat myself down and I said to myself, how did you feel before you got this text message? How were you feeling before this text message came? And I remembered, like, the very person that sent me the text message, I remember how I was feeling before the text message came in about the very person. And then I was like, so just go back to that. Just go back to that and don't even acknowledge this. Why? Because Venus is retrograde and Mercury is retrograde. And so, with those retrogrades in place, that means that the energies are shifting, and I don't have to give my attention to everything that passes by just because it's passed by. I can actually I can actually allow things to move and just let them move and don't create any meaning or story. Even if I have a feeling about it, I can just let it go. Okay. That's how I felt this morning. A customer tested my nerves, but I was having a great time before him. I went back to my original energy. That's right. Um, so because where we place our attention is where our energy grows. Where we put our focus is where the energy grows. So I decided to take my attention and put it right back to where it was. And I'm having to regulate it. I'm having to notice that my energy wants to be keep going off, but I'm just keep turning it, turning it back, because I'm reminding myself I don't care about that thing. I don't care about that roller coaster ride, right? And so even though there was a trigger that showed up, I'm going to do the work on it and then go right back to where I was. So I want to invite you all to register for the Mercury retrograde class. That class starts on the 14th. Um, we're going to have Mercury retrograde and Venus retrograde all at the same time. I want you guys to know that I don't know that I have, since I've been doing astrology, I have seen a Mercury retrograde and a Venus retrograde at the same time. I don't know. I don't. But they've happened before, of course, because that, there's nothing new under the sun. But I do know that this energy is going to be such a game changer because of Pluto. Mercury started its retrograde with Pluto, the shadow, and Venus is with Pluto. So we are literally breaking down, deconstructing, destroying, blowing up our old mindsets and our old emotional ways of being. And so please come and do the Mercury retrograde class with me, because we are going to have such a good time. God's mind in you, and the work that we're doing, the work that's coming through me to facilitate for this class is just beautiful. And I'm so grateful to be alive at this time, to be able to do this kind of work and to understand these energies and how to work and to be being restored to the ancient practices and ways of being. I'm telling you guys, when I went to Egypt, um, mm, when I went to Egypt, I was so aware that the ancient feminine energies were coming back online. They're like literally, there's something happening in our system now that is otherworldly. And so I just want to encourage you guys to come and participate, because it's it's a high time to be a human on the planet right now. It's just a beautiful, magnificent time to be a human on the planet right now. Okay, and so today's a moon day. The moon governs our inner world. It governs the water. It governs the water in our bodies. It governs our emotions. Like it rules our emotions. The moon is in Taurus, and so with the moon in Taurus, Taurus literally is your sensory body. You're welcome. Taurus is your sensory body. It's literally, how do you feel about yourself? So on a day like today, like, so for instance, as I got the text message and I could feel my energy about to go into some drama, and I literally decided to come back and be completely with myself, to notice how I'm feeling. What am I doing here, right? Not to go into my head and try and figure stuff out. Literally, what am I doing? How do I feel? What do I need? What's present here with me? And that's Taurus, really about your own sensory, your own feelings, your own value, your own worth, like literally not abandoning yourself. Do not abandon yourself, because that's the thing with Venus in retrograde. Venus in retrograde is about, how we abandon ourselves for the needs of others, how we abandon our own power to give our power to others, or to make other people feel the codependence, right? Like, and each, if you're paying attention to your life right now, you will be able to see opportunities time and time again to stand for yourself, to stand in your own truth and not give your power over. I had an experience. Um, I had an experience just this weekend where an old pattern revisited me, and I felt myself. I just sat with it. I just sat with the old pattern and talked to it. Like, what is it that you need? And when I got really clear about how I felt, I was able to completely dismantle the pattern. Um, and it's a pattern that has been running me for my lifetime. It's one with the masculine and my relationship with my father. I talked to you guys about it yesterday, like how I subconsciously create villains. I create villains, or like people, like my stories that they're out to get me. And so once I saw that and dismantled it, I was actually able to then have a conversation with the person that I had given the role of villain, and talked about it from a responsibility. And then they were able to really take responsibility for their part and own their responsibility in it. And we got to such a really purely neutral, loving place without any romantic drama or chaos or you did or finger pointing or blaming, because I was able to say, I created you as a villain in my reality. I have been telling a story that you were out to get me and that you weren't supporting me and that you were at odds with me and that I was not safe. I was telling myself that story. So you were the villain. And so that's why. And then they were able to say, wow, thank you, thank you for saying that. And so as we take responsibility for our own narratives, we get to really claim our power back. As we take responsibility for the narratives that we are telling about other people. And it's tricky because the question is like, well, did they do that? Right? That's what I hear myself say. Well, are they doing this thing? It's the story I'm telling about it. They're not doing anything. They're doing what they're doing, but the story you're telling about what they're doing is really what is creating the energetics. And so this is the work. I'm telling y'all, come to take the Mercury retrograde class, because this is the work that we will be doing to really be looking at ourselves in it. And so the moon in Taurus, nurture yourself today, be good to yourself, really understand your own value, affirm your value, affirm the power and the essence and the truth of who you are, and make that be more important. Give that priority over anything else. Your value takes priority over everything else that is external and that would have you be distracted from who you are. Okie dokie. Peace and blessings, you all. I'll see y'all in the Mercury retrograde class. We're going to have so much fun. All right. Peace and blessings. Bye.